On a fateful November morning in year 2000, the peaceful Austrian village of Kaprun was struck by an unimaginable tragedy. As 161 skiers boarded the 9 a.m. funicular train, eagerly anticipating their ascent to the snowy peaks of Kitzsteinhorn Mountain, disaster loomed just ahead. The train ventured into a tunnel engineered for safety against rockfalls, with a trip that should have taken only 10 minutes. Yet it never reappeared. Suddenly, all communication with the conductor was cut off, and the area was shrouded in darkness due to power failures. Before long, thick black smoke started to escape from the tunnel's entrance, signaling a severe crisis unfolding deep within the mountain. Trapped by smoke and cut off from the outside world, the passengers and the conductor faced a desperate battle for survival inside what seemed like an impenetrable trap. What mysterious flaws turned a trusted transport system into a death trap? As Kaprun was shakingly praying for the safety of all those on board, the world watched in horror, waiting for answers from the ashes of a catastrophe that defied expectation. How could such a tragedy strike without warning in a place where safety was presumed guaranteed? And who was responsible for the lives lost in this disaster? Nestled in Austria's rugged alpine landscapes, Kaprun is a vibrant winter sports hub, especially during November when ski enthusiasts flock to its picturesque slopes. This time of year, the town transforms into a buzzing center for outdoor activities, attracting visitors with its crisp mountain air and breathtaking views. Key to the town's tourism is the Gletscherbahn Kaprun 2 funicular, which serves as a critical transportation link, shuttling adventure seekers up the peaks of Kitzsteinhorn Mountain. Funiculars like this one are more than just transport systems. They are vital infrastructure for mountain communities heavily reliant on tourism, especially for skiing and hiking. The Gletscherbahn Kaprun 2, constructed in 1974 and modernized in 1993, stands as a cornerstone of the region's tourism. Equipped with modern conveniences and safety measures, it was designed to ensure reliable access to the slopes. This essential link between the town and the alpine heights played a pivotal role in Kaprun's economy and seasonal activities, making it indispensable during the busy winter months. The Gletscherbahn Kaprun 2 funicular's track stretched 3,900 meters, over 3/4 of which lay within a tunnel carved through the mountain's heart. This tunnel was primarily built for practical purposes, such as protection from the elements, including falling rocks, avalanches, and extreme weather conditions that could pose a danger to passengers and the train itself. It allowed the train to operate year-round, regardless of the conditions outside, which was especially important for maintaining the efficiency of the funicular in a busy winter sports destination like Kaprun. And as the colder months approached, the village of Kaprun geared up for the influx of tourists eager to enjoy winter sports. The Gletscherbahn Kaprun 2 funicular, an integral part of the seasonal rhythm, had operated for decades, believed to be a beacon of safety amid the rugged mountain terrain. Yet, unknown to the passengers, and perhaps even the operators, hidden vulnerabilities were aligning that would challenge this perception dramatically. On the tranquil morning of November 11, 2000, the peaceful alpine village of Kaprun was full of excitement as skiers prepared to ascend Kitzsteinhorn Mountain. Aboard the 9 a.m. funicular train, 161 passengers looked forward to a day on the slopes. Initially, the journey progressed smoothly, but shortly after departure, a subtle but ominous sign appeared. Thomas Kraus, a passenger in the rearmost compartment, noticed smoke emerging from the control dashboard in the unoccupied conductor's cabin, only 20 meters up the track, the first dark cloud on an otherwise clear day. As the train continued its climb, the smoke thickened, infiltrating the passenger compartments and escalating the passengers' anxiety into full-blown panic. Approximately 2 minutes after the initial sighting of smoke, the train entered the long tunnel that would lead to the summit station, a journey that should have taken about 9 minutes under normal circumstances. Within 4 minutes of entering the long tunnel leading to the summit, The journey abruptly halted about 600 meters away from its destination. This sudden stop was not by human design, but a dire consequence of the fire now ravaging the rear conductor's cabin. The hydraulic brake lines were compromised by the blaze, and therefore involuntarily engaged, trapping everyone inside the train. The tunnel, designed as a straightforward passageway, now became a deadly trap. Panic took hold as dense smoke filled the tunnel, shrouding the trapped passengers in darkness. Efforts by passengers to alert the conductor or communicate with the outside world were suppressed by the lack of mobile phone reception in the tunnel. The conductor, isolated and initially unaware of the fire's extent, struggled to understand the stop. It was only the desperate banging and cries from passengers that made him realize the gravity of the situation. Attempting to manage the crisis, the conductor contacted the service station seeking assistance. He received instructions to open all doors immediately to facilitate an evacuation. However, the fire had compromised the electronic door mechanisms, rendering them non-responsive. In a critical move, the conductor manually overrode the system and successfully opened the doors. The passengers saw a glimmer of hope, but this relief was short-lived. As the doors opened, the steep incline of the tunnel acted as a monstrous chimney, pulling the smoke upwards. Many passengers, in an instinctive bid for survival, ran uphill directly into the lethal embrace of the smoke. Tragically, this move led them into the most concentrated areas of carbon monoxide. The majority of those who fled uphill succumbed to the suffocation within mere feet of the train. In stark contrast, a few passengers, led by volunteer firefighter Thorsten Greidler, chose a different path. Recognized the danger of ascending, Greidler guided 12 survivors downward, away from the toxic smoke, through the fiery gauntlet to relative safety below. Their harrowing escape was marked by courage and the heavy burden of ski boots slowing their desperate flight. Yet they persevered, reaching safety as the tunnel above was filled with fire and smoke. The tragic sight above ground was no less dire. Emergency teams, including 500 firefighters aided by 22 helicopters, rushed to the scene, battling against time and the ferocious fire. The fire, fed by the tunnel's design and the materials within, grew too intense for rescue efforts to continue. Recognizing the risk of the haulage cable snapping, a scenario that could send the disabled train hurling back down the track, firefighters were forced to retreat. As the fire claimed the tunnel, 155 lives were lost, leaving a nation to mourn and reflect on the fragility of life and the stark reminder of technology's failings. In the heartbreaking aftermath of the Kaprun disaster, the Alpine village was overwhelmed with shock and mourning. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, tackling the difficult task of navigating the narrow, steep tunnel choked with toxic smoke and intense heat. The rescue operation was fraught with danger, and teams working tirelessly to retrieve the victims from the burned-out shell of the funicular. During this chaotic time, the grim reality of the disaster came into sharp focus as each body recovered marked a profound moment of loss for the entire community. The tragedy claimed the lives of 155 people, including both tourists and locals, transforming a routine winter excursion into a devastating scene of sorrow and loss. Quickly, the focus shifted from rescue operations to a detailed investigation to unearth the cause of the tragic event. The investigation revealed a chain of errors and oversights that contributed to the tragedy. The fire was sparked by a heater that had been designed for use in homes, but had been installed in the conductor's cabin. This type of heater was not suitable for the harsh, enclosed environment of a funicular, where the conditions were far more demanding than what it was built to handle. Investigators found that the heater came in contact with leaking hydraulic oil from a nearby line that had not been properly secured. The combination of these two factors caused the fire to ignite rapidly. The situation worsened because the tunnel's design lacked critical safety measures. There were no fire detection or suppression systems, which are essential in such enclosed spaces. Without these, the fire spread uncontrollably. Furthermore, the tunnel's steep incline acted like a chimney, funneling smoke and heat upwards at an alarming rate. The natural chimney effect pushed smoke towards the passengers, blocking their escape route and causing many to suffocate. The absence of proper ventilation systems and emergency protocols significantly hindered rescue operations. The investigation pointed out that these basic safety oversights turned what might have been a containable situation into a catastrophic event. In the wake of the investigation, legal proceedings commenced as families of the victims pursued accountability. The litigation centered on several executives and engineers associated with the funicular's operation and maintenance, who faced charges of negligence. The courtroom battles were marked by detailed examinations of the safety protocols and regulatory compliance, highlighting the oversight failures that contributed to the tragedy. Despite the lengthy legal scrutiny, the outcomes of the trials were mixed. Some of the accused were acquitted, leading to public dissatisfaction and calls for more stringent safety regulations to ensure such a disaster would not reoccur. Following the catastrophic Kaprun disaster, significant changes were made to improve funicular railway safety standards worldwide. Austria, along with several other countries, mandated the installation of comprehensive fire detection and suppression systems in all funicular railways to enhance passenger safety. These reforms also included the requirement for rigorous and regular safety inspections, ensuring that the oversight which contributed to the tragedy at Kaprun would not be repeated. The Kaprun tragedy deeply affected the local community and resonated worldwide, serving as a stark reminder of the critical importance of adhering to strict safety protocols. In memory of the 155 lives lost, a memorial near the disaster site stands not only as a tribute to those who perished, but also as a permanent reminder of continual vigilance in the maintenance and management of technological infrastructure. This memorial inspires an ongoing commitment to safety, ensuring that the lessons learned from Kaprun endure in efforts to prevent future tragedies. If you found this video insightful, please like and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more stories to light. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.